Here we go. Hi, this is Aunt Suzie, and welcome to my fabulous Sexcast. I'm so excited because today we're going to learn all kinds of information from our wonderful friends at CalExotics, and they make all kinds of fabulous things like lube and dildos and sex toys, things to keep you occupied while you're in quarantine. And my special guest, of course, first, Ashlyn Barry from Suzies is on the line. Hey, Ashlyn.
Hi, Aunt Suzie.
How are you doing, lovey?
Oh, I'm just hanging in there.
I know, just like we all are. And our special guest today is the lovely, the gorgeous Nichole from CalExotics. Hey, Nichole, how are you?
Hi, Aunt Suzie. So happy to talk to you today.
I'm so excited to talk to you, too. We're going to have a lovely time. Now I'm sure you are practicing social distancing, too.
Absolutely. I'm at home, and my family is at home, too, so we're all just trying to stay safe and sane, most importantly, right?
Oh, my gosh. Thank God for your company, okay? Thank God for your
That's very true.
I think there's a lot of people that are thanking God for your company and what you do and provide. And also, Ashlyn, are you there?
Yes,
okay.
I'm there.
Just want to make sure. I'm just sitting here. So, Nichole, what do you do at CalExotics? Okay, give us a little history of CalExotics, because I just want to let everybody to know that you are the provider of fabulous things for fabulous people who are by themselves or at a party.
That's very true. So CalExotics is the first novelty company to be founded by a woman. So in 1994, our founder, Susan Colvin, basically came into the business and thought, we should do things differently. All of the products back then were pretty dull and boring and, basic colors. And she thought she could do something different and could really market to a broader spectrum of people. So she started CalExotics in 1994. And again, I just want to take a second to think about that. 1994 was 26 years ago, and she was the first woman to own an adult novelty store. I mean, it's unheard of. Women are, breaking barriers all the time and so many different things, and you think it was such a long time ago, like, in the 20s, the 30s, 50s, things like that. No, in the sex toy industry, it was only 26 years ago. So I'd like to take my hat off to her
indeed.
The amazing, thing that she's done in giving products for, all of us to enjoy for so many years. So that is kind of where CalExotics started. We're the first company to bring really popular colors to market, so like pink and purple. So again, thank you to our founder for bringing pink and purple vibrators. I can tell you that my drawer is full of mostly pink. I do have a few purple, but pink is my color, and when I'm shopping, that's the one I gravitate to. So thanks for that. And so we've been in business for 26 years, and we sell products that range every toy type possible and all price ranges. We consider ourselves a world of pleasure, and it really means it. You want an anal toy? We got that. You want a bondage swing? Got that too.
Got it.
So we have a little bit of everything, and in all price ranges. We have products that, oh, go ahead.
No, I said right. I'm
absolutely.
I'm sitting here holding the Pave Rhinestone vibrator. I love that thing.
The pave.
Oh, the pave.
So
is that how you say it? Pave.
beautiful.
That's so fancy. I'm holding the pave.
It is super fancy.
I love it.
It's so beautiful. So we have products like that are just kind of decadent and elegant and just so incredibly beautiful. And then you have, your traditional kind of stick vibrator that everybody needs. And I always recommend first-time toy users get a bullet. Every person with a clit needs a bullet because it is the best toy for you to kind of explore and things like that. So we have those too, lots of them.
I love it. I'm telling you. So, as far as do you have a particular favorite toy, or what is the bestseller?
Okay, so bestseller, hands down, is our CalExotics Jackrabbit. So I don't know how many of your listeners are fans of Sex and the City, but, 15, 20 years ago, Sex and the City was on TV and was one of the most popular shows. And Carrie had a jackrabbit, and she fell in love with it, and she wouldn't come out of her house. And
I see
exactly.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, that wasn't the exact CalExotics jackrabbit, but our product became a household name. Everyone was looking for a jackrabbit, and so we have probably over 50, 60 different styles of jackrabbits. They all share similar things. They have an internal vibrator that kind of hits the G-spot. Some rotates, some vibrates, some thrust, thump. I mean, they do it all. And then an external clit vibrator that has little rabbit ears. So that is our number one seller and has been for 25 plus years.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's exciting.
So when absolutely. I tell you they have every different kind, Like they have ones that have like a regular rabbit. They have ones that are like suction. They have ones, that'll move side to side, front to back. Like anything you could ever imagine it doing to your clit or inside, it probably can do.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oh, I can't wait. What's happening is Ashlyn is, because we are social distancing, she was going to bring me over a whole bunch of stuff that I could just sit here and look at. But I still have my pave. I'm sitting here. I'm holding that up.
There you go. There it is.
I just love this thing. We did a commercial. Did you get to see the commercial where I said, "Do you got earrings that match?"
Yes, I loved it.
I was like, I love that thing. It's just so pretty. And people come over to my house and they're like, "What is that?" And I'm just like,
absolutely.
And they want it. They want to take it. And I won't let them. I have to hide it when the girls come over. It's just amazing. I'm telling you.
Well, who doesn't want a sex toy that's pretty? I mean, it just makes everything more enjoyable.
Well, the thing, what I love about that is it is pretty. And, when I first went into the Suzie stores last year for the first time, even though it's got my name on it, I hadn't been in any of them. The thing was, I think the thing that got me the most was the fact that it was sort of like a Neiman Marcus for sex toys, vibrators, lubes, dildos. It was not like the old days, where people,
absolutely.
It was like a peep show. Go in the back. This was like,
right.
People come in and they see these products, and then the products like yours, I mean, they have a whole display table of pavin. I just love it. And now the jackrabbit, the jackrabbit seems pretty amazing. So
go
ahead.
So we have ones that thrust. So that kind of mimic the natural action of sex, which is one of our top sellers. But one of the newest technologies that's emerging right now is thumping. So just think of like a rabbit foot that thumps. It pushes up and down and just has a thumping motion. Think about that on your G-spot. Or we have a new one that thumps on your clit. I mean, it is amazing. So that technology is on our jackrabbit, and people are loving it. So that's one of the newest ones to try.
It's like, woohoo, we're going to have a wonderful time with that. It's like, ding.
Yeah, right?
Wow. So, okay, so we're talking about women. What about men? How is the man's market?
They are, they have a lot of different options for penis toys. So one of our newest ones is called Master Ball. So the name kind of tells itself. Master Ball, yes. So it's very different. It's kind of a round shape. So think of like a basketball or a ball, and you hold it in your hand, but it has a hole in it so you can, do your thing with it. But it vibrates on one side, and then it has this compression motion. And at first it might seem a little bit scary, but I can tell you that it is amazing. So this compression holds on to the penis like, women do during sex. They clench those Kegel muscles. That Master Ball does the same thing, and it's amazing. People are loving it. So it's like a newer technology for us.
So let me ask you something. Getting involved. Okay, I always ask all the wonderful people that come on to the podcast and they work in the industry. What made you gravitate to this particular company? What made you gravitate and all of a sudden you seem to be an authority on all these different toys?
Yeah.
What does
So Okay, so many years ago, I was working in marketing, and I was just looking for something closer to home, and I actually found a job listing on Craigslist. A bit embarrassing that that's where I found a job, but anyways, and it just said marketing assistant and didn't really have any details on the company, but it was close, so I decided to just kind of go for it. So I sent my resume in, and then I got an email back, and the email is at CalExotics, and I swear I almost fell off my chair because I was like, what the hell is this?
All right.
Oh my God, it's porn. It's the Craigslist killer. I mean, my head was spinning. So I decided to Google it, and then I found such wonderful things about the owner, Susan Colvin, who I was just telling you guys about.
Right.
You know, she was the first woman to own a business in this space, and all these like wonderful, you know, female empowerment things. And I just thought, oh, wow, what a great, you know, woman to work for, and what a great company. So I was still really unsure, and my husband, my fiance at the time, he's like, just go in the interview. What's the worst that can happen? So I said, okay, I'll go in the interview. So interview comes. I send him a text message, and I say, look, I'm at this location. If you don't hear from me in an hour, come find me. So I go to the interview, and it's this normal building, nothing weird, like any passerby would have no idea what it is. And it's totally normal. Everything's normal. Offices, you know, regular offices, things like that. And I meet with our marketing director at the time, and we just go through a normal interview process, you know, pretty normal. And then I get passed off to the VP, and she says, do you want to see the showroom? And of course, as an interviewee, I'm, of course, yeah, let's go.
Right.
So she takes me to this room, and I mean, it's ginormous, and it is literally floor to ceiling dildos. And I mean, I'm sure I was beat red. And she's like, what do you think? And I'm like, oh, it's great. You know, what am I supposed to say? But it was the most embarrassing moment for me, but too funny. And so they offered me the job, and I've been there for over 9 years now.
Wow.
And yeah, it's pretty incredible, and it's been a ride, to say the least. And you know, the one thing I tell people is that 70% of my job is normal. Mm-hmm. So I'm doing spreadsheets, I'm answering phone calls, I'm doing marketing things, you know. Mm-hmm. But then there's that 30% that is so out there, like looking at naked pictures all day of women to put on packaging, or, you know, Googling funny terms because you want to know how they relate to the vagina. Or just a couple weeks ago, we were talking about different emojis and what they mean. So we went through all these things about emojis and what they mean sex related, and it was just, you know, a rabbit hole. So my Google search history is all over the place. You know, it's like Nordstrom shoes, and then it's like, you know, best way to hit the P spot, you know. So Google is having a field day with me.
And then there's like, you know, there's the eggplant emoji, there's the little wet thingies emojis. I mean, you know, and you have to keep up. You have to keep up because there's all these slangs that people come up with. I mean, every generation has their words, so to say, has their slang, so to say. So the millennials have theirs, and the baby boomers have theirs, and the Gen Xers have theirs. And I'm telling you, that's why I stay in touch with all the young people. I want to know what the hell they're talking about because, you know, I could end up, you know, I put eggplant on something the other day, and they thought I was sending them a sex note. I said, no, I needed 2 for some Italian pasta sauce. They thought I was coming on to them. I had
no you want a penis,
right. Now, which makes me ask, like, for instance, like, how do they come up with the names? For instance, the original butterfly kiss. I mean, well, how did they come up with the butterfly kiss? How did they come up with the jack rabbit?
Well, that one was pretty easy because the end of the product is a butterfly, and it does this kind of like delicate kissing.
Right.
But it's really funny because marketing will sit around the table and we'll talk about the product. Okay, what does it do? What does it feel like? What are we trying to achieve? Like, who's our target market? Things like that. So like I said, very, very, you know, marketing-esque. But then you go down the kind of the sex, you know, road, and it's like, okay, let's talk about this word. Okay, okay, the eggplant emoji, it means penis. Okay, penis. What's another name for penis? Oh, cock. Okay, great. Okay, well, we don't want to say cock. Let's do something funnier. Okay, well, it kind of like tickles the ball. So, okay, what do you do with new tickle balls? Things like that. So we go down these rabbit holes, and it is the funniest thing. Everyone's Googling, and we're writing it down, and it's like, did you just say that? And you're like, yeah, I did. Let's move on.
Right. It's just good. There's people tuning in right now. I'm on with CalExotics, folks, and I'm with the lovely Nichole. What is your exact position there?
I am the director of marketing.
Director of marketing. I know you told me already, but I didn't take my Prevagen this morning, so I'm always forgetting crap. It's just terrible. But people are checking in here on Facebook, and they're listening to what we're talking about. And CalExotics, you're like the number one company for sex toys and vibrators and lube and things like that. And I'm just fascinated. So let me ask you another question. Okay, so you all sit around the table, you decide what names are going to be, what you're going to call the latest vibrator, stuff like that. Now, okay, you don't have to answer, but I'm going to ask it because I just have to. So do the people sitting at the table take it home and practice and sample it?
Some people do. So obviously not everybody.
I had to ask.
Yeah, right. So not everything is for everybody. So, some of our team members will take things home, and we'll have product samples for people to try what they like, and they'll come back, and we'll have these really open and candid conversations about what did you like, what did you not like, how did it work, how did it fit, and then I joke, I'm married, and so sometimes I'll text my husband during the day, and I'm like, hey, we have a work assignment later, like in like a winky face emoji or something, and he's like, oh my God, let's go, or, whatever. So, I do bring work home, I will say. And, we just, have fun with it. And there was one time I brought something home for my husband, and I said, can you try this for me? It was like a male toy.
Right.
And he's like, yeah. And I felt like somebody watching a science experiment. I'm like, okay, so how does it make you feel? Do you like it? Mm-hmm. What is it doing? And I'm just kind of watching. It was definitely a whole experience, and it was too funny.
Oh, that's fun. It's kind of cute because people are. I've had some people cited this. One gentleman goes, "Can I get the director of naming penises position?" Oh, I'm like,
yeah,
crazy.
Exactly. So that's taken. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Now, is there when we asked people sampling, are there people that do you have focus groups? And they have to stay focused.
We do.
I mean, that would be, I know. I have to ask these things. Somebody does.
Absolutely. The hard-hitting questions, right?
Of course.
So sometimes we do focus groups. We have our tried and true products like the Jackrabbit. We know, we know what it does. We know people love it, and it's been a hit for a really long time. And then there are some really unique products that we'll either have our internal teams kind of try out, or we'll have, other people try out and give us feedback. And so whether we ask them specific questions or we just ask them to tell us about the product, we do that sometimes.
Oh, that is so cool. So, okay, do you have any exciting products that are coming up in development? When they I guess when they develop stuff, do you get people to, once again, it's almost like a test market question. Do people volunteer to try out the products? And
of course.
And then
people email us all the time. Yeah. They're like, "Can I try this? Can I try that?" So it's too funny. So everyone wants to try the latest and greatest, which is too funny. And people think it's someone's job, and it kind of is. Our teams test things when needed. And like I said, we have a variety of people that work at the office. So, not everything goes to everybody, but it's like, oh, okay, you're into this or whatnot. So we know a lot about each other and a lot about our, about what people like and don't like. So it's definitely never a dull moment at the office.
I have many people volunteering to have you send samples out
bet.
too. They're on Facebook Live going, "I'm volunteering." Alan in what the hell is that about? Delaware. He's like,
nice.
They're bored. People are bored during this quarantine season.
I know.
I mean,
you got to go online and find your stores and get yourself some products, because
we're going to be stuck here for another 30 days, possibly to May the 1st. You know?
Absolutely. So we're going to be stuck. And, what better way to pass the time than to do a little self-love? And, you can do it alone. You can do it with your partner.
Right.
You could kind of use toys together. It's really just a way to enjoy the time that you have at home. Everyone's like, oh, we're stuck inside and, we're isolated and things like that. But, there are things that you can do. Like we're encouraging people to, get toys, try them together, try new things.
Right.
And kind of go outside your comfort zone. Like, do you want to kind of do a mutual masturbation on Skype because maybe you don't live with your partner? Like that could be fun.
Right.
You could buy different toys and try it on each other. You could do it yourself,
Well,
I think there's definitely options.
Well, one of the things that Suzies is offering, I don't know if Ashlyn told you, is we're doing, I swear to God, it's unbelievable. We are doing curbside pickup. So you could go on the Suzie site.
Amazing.
You can go, and it's working. Isn't that right, Ashlyn? It's working. You can go.
It is, yeah.
I mean, you can go online and say you want the jackrabbit like they used in the old TV show.
We do have the signature jackrabbits on Suzie's buy online pickup curbside. So you can get those, and you can get a few of their new California Dreaming toys right now. And I know we're adding more in the coming weeks too.
Oh yeah, somebody just said, did you know Pornhub Premium is free? That's right. And you know what? While you're watching Pornhub, you can get some of the most amazing, like, lubricant. What's the best lubricant you guys have? What's the top selling lubricant?
So we have some water-based lubricant. So that's what we recommend to use with any toy because it's smooth and slick. And so it's not sticky. So you want kind of that smooth, kind of more natural feeling. So we have some water-based lubricant. So that's what we recommend.
So what's better, the water-based and what's the other one? It's like a silicone. There's water-based and...
Yeah, so silicone is the other kind of major one.
Right.
The difference is, so shower sex, you want a silicone lube because the water base is just kind of going to get washed away.
Right.
So silicone is stickier. It kind of just stays on the product or your partner longer and when in water. But the water-based lubricant is really, like I said, slick and smooth and really feels very natural. And then cleanup is really easy because it's not all sticky.
Right. Somebody was just asking. Someone
said,
and
the other thing about that is water-based lube, if I'm not mistaken, is the only thing you can use with a silicone toy because silicone breaks down silicone. So you don't want to use silicone lube with a silicone toy because it'll start to break down the toy and it won't last as long. Right, Nichole?
Yes, yeah, that's definitely right. Yes, that's correct. And there are some silicone lubes that you could use with silicone toys, but your best bet is to just use water-based.
Someone said, screw the virus away. Order now.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. That should be our new slogan, Ashlyn. Screw the virus away.
Okay, well, there's some science to that, orgasms do slightly boost your immune system. So the more you have, the better your immune system in theory, right?
Alla in Florida just said you should have a kick 'em to the curb sale and be by yourself, enjoy yourself.
That's perfect.
Kick 'em to the curb sale and screw the virus away on behalf of Suzies and CalExotics. I swear.
I love it.
I just find it fascinating that, we live in a world finally where we can openly talk about these things. We can openly talk about sex. I mean, yeah, there's still the Bible thumpers and the crazies out there, who are, a couple of Hail Marys and they want to cast me off to hell. But the fact that we can actually sit here and have an adult conversation, talk about, our sexual fetishes, I guess, our sexual habits, our sexual fetishes. And, we do it as adults. And yes, we have fun. I mean, part of my job is to laugh and giggle and have fun with it. Because, we're stuck here for almost 2 months now. So we need to laugh a little bit. But at the same time, we need to enjoy ourselves. And there's a way, to make a shut-in sit-up. Or a shut-in stand-up. Ashlyn, are you there? What do you got? You had a couple of questions over there too, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I like to talk. I would like to talk about this with CalExotics just because they're woman-run, woman-owned, women design the products for women. I think for women, masturbation is still taboo to a lot of us.
Right.
We don't always do it a lot, or we feel awkward about doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So one of my questions for him was, should every woman have a vibrator or toy? Like, what kind of benefits do you see from that?
Yeah, so you're definitely right. Masturbation for women is still pretty taboo, which is unfortunate. And we're, as CalExotics, we're trying to break, through that and tell people that it's okay. And, it's so interesting because we get women, in their 40s, 50s saying, I'm divorced, or, my husband passed away or whatnot, and I've never had a real orgasm. I've always faked it. And it's like, that's so sad. Like, why do people think that they need to do that? Why do women feel that they need to do that? It's because there's a stigma around masturbation, around women's pleasure that is still out there. And we're trying to break through that. And so one way to do that is really to think about masturbation as just exploring yourself. Like, if you don't know what you like, then how can you express that to your partner? So masturbation is a really good way to do that. You know what you like, this type of stimulation works for me, or, oh, this spot is like my jam. And so knowing that really helps you be a better partner and helps you be more confident in what you're talking about to your partner and expressing what you want and what you need. And that's really important as a woman to kind of stand up for themselves and self-love helps you do that and helps you learn about yourself. So I definitely think that that's an important thing for all women to do. And one reason why masturbation and sex toys in particular are so great. The other thing too, it's women have a really hard time. Most women have a hard time orgasming from vaginal penetration alone. So meaning just internal stimulation. So someone just kind of hitting it inside, that's it. So women have a hard time orgasming from that. And so they need some kind of external stimulation, on the clit. And what better way to do that than with a sex toy?
Right.
I always recommend that people have like a little vibrator that they use with their partner, because no matter what your position is, you can slip a little bullet vibe in between you and your partner and get that clitoral stimulation that you need. And I mean, I'm only speaking, I can't speak for everybody, but when you guys both, have a great sexual experience, meaning you both, orgasm, like how great is that? It's not like, oh, well, he finished, but I didn't. And, it's like, oh, it was okay. No, this is sex. It's supposed to be fun, amazing, like releases endorphins and gets your heart up. And it's supposed to be amazing. So you should both have that experience. And if you need to add a little sex toy in, there's no shame in it.
Right.
It's not because he's a bad partner or because, they don't get you off or because you don't love them or whatnot. It's just, your body's kind of biological, needs. And if you want to add a little fun into there, there's no problem with it.
Not at all. In fact, I was sitting here because you were talking about couples, and I'm looking at sex toys for couples. The couple's raging bull, the how many handcuffs do you have? The Scandal universal cuffs. By the way, people, if you're listening and or watching right now, you can go to CalExotics.com, correct? And you can look at the pictures. You can look at the pictures. That's what I'm doing. I'm like, first time fetish nipple teasers. I love it. Silicone passion enhancer. Oh, it's rechargeable. But I love
that's a good one. That is a good one.
I'm looking at the Scandal bed restraints. So that's like the arms, the legs. God, there's a lot. Damn.
There is. You can move around.
And you can show people, if you go to CalExotics, you can watch along with us as we're sitting here. And I'm just having the best time, but I just saw the couples thing. So I guess a lot of couple stuff is big as well. Here, I'm going to luxury now. Luxury.
Absolutely. Couples is really great because it's just, like I said, an enhancement to what you're already doing. I mean, sex is obviously great, right? We've been doing it for thousands of years. It's why people, want to be together. It's this biological urge that we all have. But adding a sex toy just makes it that much better. I mean, why have, some plain chicken when you could have this gourmet 6-course meal.
There you go.
That's exactly what a vibrator's like.
My
it's just
kind
adding
of
to it.
girl.
Sex is already fun.
Yes.
Let's just make it even more.
So
one thing I recommend for couples is a vibrating cock ring. So what it is, it goes on the penis. And then there is an external part that either vibrates or thumps or does a variety of different things, and that's to be used on the partner. And so it actually makes the person wearing it feel like a vibrator. So you're basically turning their penis into a vibrator almost, and then you have on top of that the external stimulation that's providing to the partner as well. So it's literally just a win-win for everybody. So any couples out there, you're already sharing a bed, just add a vibrating cock ring in there and you'll be golden.
That's unbelievable. No, I just love it. So you have your straight couples, you have gay couples. What about the gay market? You must do very well in the gay market. It's all my little gay friends.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're like
sex absolutely. We have a ton of different products for people. And one of our brands that we partner with is actually Colt. They are a gay men's porn company, and they do all kinds of erotica. Yes. They do erotic films, erotic imagery, things like that. They have like these amazing calendars that are great, and so we have a whole product line designed around them. So we have cock rings, we have penis pumps, we have masturbators, we also have prostate toys, which is like they claim that it's the male G-spot, up the butt. And so they have all these like really great toys around Colt, which is cool.
We had Mr. Pam on, the only female gay porn director, a few weeks ago. And she was incredible. She was giving us inside tips. So, because they're part of our audience as well, and some of our biggest customers. And so,
That's great.
People were asking questions here. My friend Ala she goes, I am now in love with your vibrators. I'm on the site.
Yes.
There you go.
Get it, girl.
Alice in Florida. And she goes, tell us about the one that has the little clit stimulators as well as the dildo. That would be, which one?
Okay, so that's like a jackrabbit.
Okay, there you go, Alice. A jackrabbit. Explain that again to her. She just tuned in, so she was like all excited.
Yeah, so a jackrabbit has an internal stimulator, so it's designed to hit the G-spot. We have ones that rotate internally. We have ones that have this like kind of like rocking motion. Mm-hmm. Think of like two fingers going up and down, and that's on your G-spot internally. We have ones that thump as well, so are hitting that G-spot in kind of a thumping motion.
Right.
And that's all internal. And then there's the external piece that does a lot of things. So it either vibrates, some of it, like Ashley was talking about, our California Dreaming line, which is amazing. It has all of these dual stimulators that offer the internal and external stimulation.
Is that part of the luxury
line?
One
of them does this like, that's under California Dreaming. So it's one of our newest collections. If you go into brands and then you go down to California Dreaming, you'll see them. It's all really fun, California theme. Vibrators. They all have fun, really cute names and things like that, all, themed around California locale. So you have like the Orange County Cutie, which is amazing. You have the Malibu Minx, which
Minx.
It has a clitoral sucker. Oh. So it has an internal vibrator like a rabbit. So it vibrates internally on the G-spot. And then it has a suction cup stimulator or a suction stimulator, and it sucks on your clit. I mean,
sucks.
There's just no other word for
it. I love it.
It literally sucks so good. Oh. So that's one to definitely check out. So California Dreaming is one of our more newer lines, and it's super popular. Everybody loves it.
For everybody popping into the room, I'm talking to the fabulous Nichole. Everybody's checking in and they're asking questions, and they're just fascinated by the show today. Nichole is the director of marketing for CalExotics, the #1 store manufacturer for sex toys, vibrators, dildos, you name it, they make it. And they stimulate. You stimulate the world.
A world of pleasure.
A world of pleasure. So let me ask. So if you could tell people one thing about the novelty industry you think they should know, what would it be?
I would say that it is a pretty normal job. People always have these really outlandish notions of what people do in this industry. I've had several people ask me if I had a bed in my office, and I said, no, I have a desk, like, and a chair and a computer. It's normal. I had also someone ask me if I had an unlimited supply of batteries, and I said, yeah. They're all rechargeable now, so I don't need that, joking. But
right.
People just think we like sit around and masturbate all day. And while obviously, like I said, people do test products and things like that, the day-to-day activities are very normal. We're selling to stores that sell to consumers and things like that. And so it's just another product, so it's not weird or
no, not at all,
or shameful or bad. It's normal. And the sooner we realize it and the more we talk about it and the more we, take that stigma out, the more people will realize that it's just normal.
Right.
And so I just want people to know that.
And that's what's so important. And it's like doing this podcast has been very eye-opening because I've realized how people want to know. They have Most people have questions. And when Suzies and all of us got together in the room, we said people want to know. They don't know how to work a toy. They don't know how these particular things how does the jackrabbit work? How does this work? How do we do these attachments?
Absolutely.
And so we wanted to create a forum where people can ask these questions and we can answer them for them. And as having people like yourself who is, an expert in the items, it's great because you answer the questions and you do it in such a way. It's just so, in a way, it's very nonchalant. It's not, you know what I mean? It's nonchalant. It's not like, we can't talk about this. It's like, so you need to do this to your clit and you need to do this and this butt plug will go right there and it'll make you feel fabulous.
Absolutely.
Well, and it's crazy too.
We actually.
What was that, Ash?
Oh, go ahead, Ashlyn.
Oh, I was just going to say it's crazy too because when you're not in the industry or when you haven't tried a toy or whatever, you feel so distant from it that as soon as you try it and enjoy it, you're like, oh my God, I have to tell everyone about this because it's not scary and it's like awesome.
Right.
So it's crazy how quickly your mind changes once you try it and see something like what CalExotics does that isn't scary. It's actually pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that you could just add to your self-care or your beauty routine quite easily. And once you try it once, the stigma's gone.
Yes. It is
Absolutely.
Totally
we always talk about how they're non-threatening, right? These toys are non-threatening. They're not going to replace your partner. They're not going to make you, only get off with a vibrator. Like, they're just an enhancement and they're non-threatening. So the more people think about that and the more open we become, the better people's sex lives will be.
Right. And, it's I guess that's the most important part here is information. And the other thing is,
Absolutely.
That the other stigma is a lot of couples get into fights or have gotten into fights from what I have read and seen in the past. And it's like, you have a dildo. What, am I not good enough? You have to masturbate. What, am I not good enough? No, you are good enough. This is making it even better. This is like the...
Absolutely.
No pun in,
And what's so
Go
frustrating is would anyone say to a female, or to a male, oh, you masturbate, you don't love me? No, nobody says that because it's normal. But women's masturbation is this taboo. And it's like, no, it's all the same. It's all the same. It's self-love. Mm-hmm. It's exploring your body. Mm-hmm. It's just getting to know what you like and don't like. And it doesn't mean that anything is missing in your life. It's just what you want to do. And that's perfectly fine.
Thank you very much.
Whatever you like is what you like. Go for it.
Thank you. Ashlyn?
Yeah, no, totally. And I also feel, and Nichole, I'm sure you'll agree, that for women, especially women who've been try about it and try it and love it, like, there's such a, like, confidence building and, like, body positivity feeling to it, too, to be able to know that, like, you can bring yourself there, even if you've never done it before. I think that's a huge part of it that nobody really talks about either.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I mentioned before, like, if you know what you like, then you can better explain that to your partner. You can be a better lover. Like, if you don't know what you like, you're kind of going in blind. Why not, help them with a roadmap, right? Like, I like this. Let's do this. I love this position. I love when you do this to me.
Right.
Being able to speak confidently like that is helpful. And the only way to know what you like is to try it out,
And Alice says, let Nichole know she has a non-pushy voice and makes it okay.
Well, I appreciate that, Alex. Thank you.
Well, it's true. That's why I love doing this forum here, because we can sit and talk, and we talk. We talk. It's girl talk. We're sitting here.
Absolutely.
Girls sit around and talk all the time. It's like, well, so do guys. But the thing is, we're making it easier to experience and to see. And hopefully buy. That's the most important.
Yeah, absolutely.
But this is, go ahead.
At CalExotics, we're also doing, so we have obviously our team internally that are experts on products and different things like that. But, people have just kind of general sex questions and they don't know where to go. So we have on staff a sex educator that is an expert in her field. She has 3 degrees in human sexuality. Her name is Dr. Jill McDevitt. Uh-huh. And on social media right now, we're doing an Ask Me Anything. So you can go to CalExotics Instagram and follow us, and you can send us a message about any kind of sex-related topic. Like, we got one earlier today that was, my partner, doesn't like to have sex with me unless I do these things. Like, how do I get around that? Like, their partner's really particular. And it's like, as a toy expert, which is what I am, I can help answer those questions. But Dr. Jill is a sexuality and sex education expert. So she has this wealth of knowledge that she's, willing to share with the world.
We need to get her on here. We need to have her come as a guest. Okay, Ashlyn,
yes, absolutely.
Ashlyn, get her name. Get her down here. We need to have her on.
Yeah, she would love it.
I'm sure Nichole can help you with
she
that too. Yeah.
And
she can ask, answer those questions. What's the best, position for hitting the G-spot? She's an expert. She's going to know that, So I think it's great that people, have the ability to ask these questions in this kind of informal, non-threatening way. And, this kind of Ask Me Anything is a way to do that. This podcast is a great way to do that because, you're just on Facebook. You're just talking, So I think it's great what you guys are doing.
Somebody said, we're glad to hear women talk about our vages other than giving birth with them.
Seriously, right?
Seriously, right. Oh, my gosh. Nichole, will you come back and visit us again?
Absolutely. Please, anytime. And we will definitely have Dr. Jill come and kind of talk, about sex education and different things like that if you'll have her.
And before we sign out, is there anything you want to share with the folks out here that are listening all over the place?
Yeah, I just want to, reiterate the fact that, like, sex toys are normal. They're non-threatening. They're just, tools to have fun. Just think of them that way, and, we'll all have better sex lives for it. And, especially during this time, we want to reduce stress. We want to, have something to do. And what better way to masturbate and isolate, right, guys?
There you go. Yeah, I'm telling you. Well, what can I say? It has been an absolutely wonderful, wonderful time. Nichole, you are the sweetest thing ever. Ashlyn, you are just seriously, seriously adorable as always. And what can we say, people? Go online, check out CalExotics.com. Go to Suzies if you're in Reno or California or Hawaii, and we'll deliver that vibrator, that dildo, that lube, that sex toy, those handcuffs, you name it. We'll deliver it, to you, so that you can just pick it right up at the curb. It's still amazing. We are really in a different world now where you can get a dildo, vibrator, and lube at the curb and some handcuffs, and it's all legal. Nichole, once again, thank you, my dear. Folks, check it out.
Thank you, Suzie.
CalExotics.com. The lovely Ashlyn. Ashlyn, I'm going to see you because we're going to be talking to a dominatrix later this week. Oh, that should be fun. That should be fun. This is Aunt Suzie along with my wonderful producer, Ashlyn Barry. And remember, folks, if you're by yourself, you don't have to be. You've got 2 hands. This is Aunt Suzie saying good night, goodbye, and good afternoon.